Let me ask you something. If I told you there's a luxury SUV with over 1,000 horsepower that can spin like a tank, drive through extreme terrain, and even float in emergency flood situations, would you believe me? Now, what if I told you it's not sold in the United States, not sold in Canada? That's when it gets interesting. This is the YangWang U8, and today, we're breaking down whether this might secretly be one of the most advanced SUVs in the world right now. And if you like discovering cars the American market doesn't show you, make sure you subscribe because we're just getting started. First, let's talk about power. Because this is where things go from interesting to wait. What? The U8 has 4 electric motors, 1 motor for each wheel. That alone changes everything. Total output? Around 1,100 horsepower. That's not performance SUV power, that's hypercar level power. 0 to 60? Around 3.5 seconds. In a full-size, luxury, off-road focused SUV. That's insane. And because it's electric, the torque is instant. No delay. Just full force push the moment you touch the pedal. Imagine pulling up next to someone in a sports car, in a giant SUV, and just launching. That's the kind of surprise this thing delivers. But here's where it gets futuristic. Since each wheel has its own motor, the U8 can do something called a tank turn. It can literally spin in place. Left wheels forward, right wheels backward, boom. You rotate. On tight trails? Game changer. In urban environments? Head turner. Tell me honestly, if you saw that in a parking lot, wouldn't you stop and watch? Now, here's the part that sounds fake. The YangWang U8 can float. Yes, float. In emergency flood situations. The body is sealed and engineered to remain buoyant for a short time. The wheels rotate slowly to help move it. Now, it's not meant to replace a boat, but in deep flood water, it can survive. And in places where extreme weather is becoming more common. That's not just cool. That's smart engineering. Now let's step inside. Because luxury matters. This is not some experimental prototype. Interior, you get massive digital screens, driver display, large center infotainment, passenger display, premium materials, ambient lighting, high-end sound system. It feels modern. It feels expensive. It feels like something competing with serious luxury brands. If this launched tomorrow in Los Angeles or Toronto, it would not feel out of place. Now here's something very clever. The U8 is not a traditional EV. It's an extended range electric vehicle, which means it drives using electric motors, but it also has a small gasoline engine. Important detail: the engine does not power the wheels. It only works as a generator to recharge the battery. So you get electric driving feel, but without range anxiety. Combined range? Over 600 miles. For American and Canadian road trips, that's huge. Drive electric in the city. Refuel quickly on long highway trips. No stress. That's actually a very practical solution. Now, let's compare it to what Americans know. Think about SUVs like the Tesla Model X, the Rivian R1S, the Land Rover Defender. Those are serious vehicles, but none of them spin in place like this, none of them float, and very few push over 1,000 horsepower in this segment. The YangWang U8 basically said, what if we combine supercar power, military turning ability, flood survival, and luxury tech in one SUV? That's bold. But let's be real right now. You can't buy this easily in the US or Canada. No dealership network. No official warranty. Import regulations are complicated. Service could be challenging. So this isn't about telling you to go buy one tomorrow. This is about understanding where the global auto market is heading. Because competition is getting serious, and innovation is no longer coming from just one region. Here's the bigger picture. If vehicles like the YangWang U8 keep pushing boundaries, American brands will respond, Canadian markets will adapt, consumers win, more innovation, better features, stronger competition, and that's exciting. Now, I want your honest opinion. If this SUV launched officially in the US, with full support, would you consider it? Or would you still stick to brands you already trust? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them, and I love seeing what you guys think. And if you enjoy discovering wild global vehicles that most North Americans never get to see, subscribe. Because this channel isn't just about the cars you already know. It's about the cars shaping the future. The bold ones. The risky ones. The unexpected ones. And trust me, there are way more coming. The YangWang U8 might not be parked at your local dealership, but it's a sign of what's possible. 100 horsepower, 4 independent motors, tank, turn, flood, survive, luxury interior, extended range. That's not normal, that's next level. And whether it arrives in North America or not, it just changed the conversation. See you in the next one, and if you're not subscribed yet, you might miss something even crazier.